What's up? This is Jordan with Fliptronic. I am going to make everybody a video of our streaming rig, kind of show it off. I've had a couple requests on what kind of stuff we're using, how it looks, how we built it. So I'm going to do a quick little run through. So to start, part of our process is putting on these Pin Stadium lights, which magnetically attach to the Pin Stadium Extremes. Usually we put them at a little like 45-degree angle tilt that you can kind of see there, and I believe he now makes mounts that help it keep it at 45 degrees. Sometimes they'll flop down or they'll go all the way back up to straight. So I need to kind of improve that process. One thing we're thinking about doing is maybe mounting them directly to the rolling frame, so that way you can kind of like angle them, elevate them if you need to, but basically just keep them off the machine entirely, so we don't have to keep moving them from pin to pin. It just stays on the rolling rig. All right, so let's start down here. It's on casters, so it's got rolling feet, and there's a lot of beefed up support here. There's some plans on how to build this rig floating around. There's a couple variations. I can kind of link a page to the main place where I learned how to build it and show you what I added on top of that. On the other side is actually where I have a power strip. So this is where everything that needs to get powered, from the lights to the pin stadiums to the cameras, everything comes on this strip. I do need to get a longer one so that way I can add some more accessories, but basically it all just boils down to one plug that I can toss an extension cord on, and that way I can move the pin between the different the rolling rig between the different pinball machines pretty quickly. We chose not to go wireless mainly for quality. We knew we're mostly going to be using the rig at home, not on location so much, so we decided to go that route and keep everything connected based on wires. Okay, so let's see, up from there, there's a lot of like power bricks mounted to the rig. See if I can get some good lighting here too. There's so many lights everywhere, I'm trying to balance it all out. Everything is attached with these Velcro straps, and I did this because I wanted to be able to reconfigure the rig pretty quickly. In case I need to either add something else or move something around, I don't have to deal with zip ties, like cutting it and then re-zip tying it. So these straps work pretty well. And I try to tuck away different power packs in different locations. So the ones for the lights for our faces are here in these little support triangles, there and there. This one, I believe, is for one of the cameras. This is for another camera. Yeah, I think those are the main power supply bricks. And then on each side, I have these panel lights mounted for our face. There's one on the left and on the right. They're not super pretty right now, and mainly because I had to kind of MacGyver a mount for it. So I need to clean this up, make sure it's butted up more against the frame and is actually bolted to the frame as opposed to just strapped. But I can undo this knob. There's a little bolt that drops out, and then this whole panel can basically just come off. And so I can take those off for easy transport. In the back, they're plugged in with this power cable. You can put batteries in them and switch it to a battery source, but I'm probably never going to need to do that. And you can also adjust the brightness and the warmth through here too, as well as a remote. So you don't really have to get back there, which is nice. So one of the main things that I added that's different from the other rolling rig plan are these support arms on the left and right. So there's this arm and this arm, and I did this for camera mounting positions. So you can see I have this camera mounted on the right side right now. So it captures everything behind my left shoulder basically. You can get some of our other pins in the view. And I did this because not every machine is going to be direct DMD capture or direct LCD capture. You know, you'll have your alphanumeric pins that will be displayed in the center of the translite, and so we wanted to keep our main face camera out of the way on either side. And sometimes we have to switch to the left side in case we want to capture more pins behind our right shoulder, just depending on which pinball machine we're streaming. And so that's why I also have this easy clamp to just unmount it from here, switch it over to this side, and the wiring is pretty loose that I can just carry it over to the other side really quickly. It's not completely strapped in. You can see the power wire is kind of loose for it, as well as the mini HDMI cable. let's see, next I've got a Avermedia Live Gamer 2 capture brick located up here in one of these supports. This is used for capturing the Playfield camera. I'm using this one just because I wanted to try it out. I have mostly the Camlink, the Gato Camlink 4K capture cards, little dongles, but I wanted to see if this one was going to perform any different. They were about the same price, so I got one of these just to try out, and it sits in there pretty well. Over here is sort of the main hub. So this is a CalDigit TS3 docking hub. I'm using this because I wanted to be able to take all of the inputs as far as the cameras and the microphone and other webcams, captured stuff, and basically turn it into one output cable, which is Thunderbolt 3, which moves 40 gigs a second. So on the front here we have our audio input, and then this is the LCD capture right now, which would also be the DMD capture. Basically any capturing devices from the pin, I'll typically put on this front port. That way, in case I need to move this rig, I can easily just detach it from the front. On the back, it's a mess of wires, but you've got power. The Thunderbolt 3 output cable is here. And then I have the microphone cable. I have the face camera cable. I have the webcam, the center webcam cable always hooked in. It's not always displaying, but it is usually always hooked in. And then the Live Gamer Capture USB goes in there as well. And so all that results in a cord that can go on either the left or right and plug in as one cord directly into my laptop. So as far as the laptop is concerned, just needs a power cable and the Thunderbolt 3, and it can capture everything. The microphone itself sits on an extendable boom. This is also something that I wanted to be able to switch left and right, because depending on if the camera is sitting left or right, that means the other person, whether it be myself or Becca, has to be on either side of the pin as well, so we need to move the mic there to share between us. This is something we're planning on changing in the future, to have two separate positional microphones, whether on extended arms or mounted just one on each side, so that way we can both talk on either side without having to worry about switching anything. The mount itself is another little clamp, but then we also have this sort of like positional thing that it came with the arm, so we can swivel it up or down, whatever degrees, and we can also extend it out or put it back in. So it's pretty adjustable, easy to disconnect and reset up. Let's see, what's next? The webcam for the alphanumeric games, I usually just swivel this down, and then it can capture the translite, all the alphanumeric stuff in the translites. This arm is also added. This isn't on the normal plan. So I added this arm so that I could extend the Playfield camera out and get a better angle. So this is also on another quick clamping mount. This one's a little different. It's got more solid arms just to kind of extend it out. This camera is the Panasonic VX981 4K Handycam. It's been working pretty well so far. It just takes this micro HDMI cable, and it's got its own little power cable here. It doesn't connect to USB for power, which is kind of unfortunate. So you do have to have a power brick for that. If we end up switching to another like A6000 or something, might do that down the road. But so far this has been working out for us pretty well. The face camera itself is an A6000 right now with a 35mm lens. Let's see, the direct capture that we do on like the sterns, I have a headphone plate. So that's how we get our audio, but then I also added this little guy, which gives me a USB port and an HDMI output. So I put in the LVDS board for the stern capture, and I run an HDMI down to this, and it gives me a quick disconnect in case I need to move games. So that way it's really easy for us to just, unplug it and move around. And then for something like a DMD capture, we usually just run an HDMI out between the speaker panel and the translite panel. Usually just wedge the wire out there and connect it from there. Let's see if there's anything else to note. Don't think there is. That's pretty much what it boils down to. So the main upgrades we're going to do from here, like I said, I want to get 2 microphones going so that way we can be on either side at any time and not have to worry about switching things out. Remounting these pin stadiums onto the rig. And then also I would like to not have the laptop sitting on the side on another pin or needing a table to mount or to put on. So what I want to do is I want to create sort of a slim basket on probably this side since it's not the power side. So I can just sit the laptop directly in there and not worry about it. And then I can have a mounted Android tablet sitting on either side so we can read chat, trigger scenes, do things like that. Yeah, so that's about it. If you all have any questions, you can leave a comment on the video and I can answer it, or hit us up on Instagram, or catch us during a chat. If you have ideas that might help improve our rig, or you're curious about anything else, just ask. Have a good one. Bye.